feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. If you're my previous and subscribers, welcome my little astronauts. I'm so happy to have you. I have gum in my mouth because I have acid reflux and it kind of takes the attention away from it, in case you're wondering. If it's distracting you, let me know. I just want to quickly say hi to the people who are on live chat. Hi Sharon, hi Marion, hi Greta. Hello everyone, thank you all so much for coming. I really do appreciate it. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about everything Middle East. And all the countries are going to be timestamped in the description below. So everything's going to be pre-listed. If you're watching this live now, of course, everything will be listed along with part 2 and part 3 when the videos are made. In part 2, we're going to be talking about Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syrian Arab Republic, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, and then after that, in that same video, we're also going to be talking about the Taliban and ISIS and the comeback, what's going to happen. Then in part 3, we're going to go more in depth with the Taliban, ISIS, and Afghanistan pullout and what that means in terms of terrorist organizations working within the Middle East and within the United States and what that means for us in the future. So it's kind of like 2 in 1. So in case you're interested in that. So we have a lot to get through today. And we do have a very special question from Maggie who submitted a question. I'll tell you guys how to do that in a little bit. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Clarence. I hope you guys like it. I'm going a little earlier because I'm not going to therapy at night anymore. Hi, Jello. All right, so let's take a look. This is being live streamed on July 19, 2021, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are interested in booking a reading with me, you guys can check the description below. And here are some quick disclaimer that you will see on your screen right now. Please keep in mind that it is just going to be a generic rating for the countries unless it's really specific, like Iran, Egypt, the big ones that really play more of a major role. So we're going to do those. Other than that, we'll be fine. All right, so let's take a first quick look. We're going to start off with some of the small nations. So we're going to start with Bahrain. It's going to be very short. The video won't be too long, so don't worry. So Spirit Angel, tell me, what do we need to know about the future of the country in the Middle East called Bahrain? What do we need to know? So we're going to kind of do like a past, present, future type scenario. Can you guys see this on your screen? Okay, that's too many. Way too many. Spirit Angel, tell me future. Okay. And likely outcome for the country of Bahrain going forward. What is going to happen? All right. We're going to do all around the world, so we're going to do many areas. So I put them all in one video. So we have the Knight of Wands reversed, and it kind of tells me that in the past they must have been invaded or they must have went to war with a country, so they kind of have a little bit of bad blood. But it feels to me as if they're changing embargoes, like there's an embargo either on them or they're embargoing a country. Now, I don't know a lot about what they're doing. But it feels like if they're embargoing on a country or they're being embargoed, and it feels like as if they're like pulling away from the nation that's doing it, and they're gonna kind of work with another big nation. I've seen they maybe had an embargo by the United States, and in that case, I am seeing China very strongly. And if not, if China has an embargo on them, I see them moving away from China and working with the United States. It could be one or the two. That's in economics. That's in the past, right? We have here as well right now. It feels like even though with the COVID cases are rising, they don't have enough room in terms of hospitalization in the country to be able to sustain, to be able to help the people who are local within that country. It feels as if when I'm seeing here that there's a little bit of ignorance, arrogance, so to speak. All about scientific discoveries. It's all about the religion aspect of it. And because of the religion, it may actually wipe out the country. That's what I'm seeing as well. I also see they may have some major obstacle that's about to be arise or be about to arisen right after they come out of the pandemic. It feels like the pandemic has stirred a lot, right? And then, of course, here in the future as well, we do hear they may choose to they may not walk away, and they may they will still become a country. They will still be a country, but it feels like they're not going to walk away from the problem. They're going to have no choice but to head it on off to it. If they don't choose to hold on to it and actually work with these problems, they're going to end up in a situation where they're going to be invaded. They're going to be bankrupt, or the country may not even exist. Is what I'm seeing for them. The next country that we're going to be quickly looking at is Cyprus. Hi, Clarence. What's up, love? Hi, Maggie. What's up? I found your question, so I'll be using your question too for Iran. Hi, Doris. Hi, J-Lo. All right, so let's take a look at Cyprus. So, Spirit Angels, tell me, what do we need to know about Cyprus? What is Cyprus' future as a country? Okay. Can we have the president at Cyprus? Cyprus, the country. What is right now? What is going on in Cyprus right now? Okay. And the future, the likely outcome of Cyprus, the country going forward. Okay, so we have here in the past is they have some quite a trouble. I feel like they're all about people recognizing them as an independent nation, a sovereign nation. Now it's an island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea underneath Turkey, right? And it feels as if nobody in the past have recognized them as a symbolic nation. They recognize them as a part of another country. Could be Italy, could be Greece, could be Egypt. It feels like they're not recognized. They're not independent, at least in the eyes of many countries. We have the Ace of Swords. Right now, they're doing very well. They're doing very well with the handling of the political structure of the country in which they founded on. It feels like they're really getting the stuff done, and they're doing what's right for the people. They're working for the people, it feels that. And it feels like here, the people work for the government, and the government works for the people. It's the kind of situation I am sensing in Cyprus. And this is very interesting because it talks about the olive branch, the olive garden, right? You see here, you have the plant here with olive. And it's talking about the olive branch, reaching out to people, right? Making oil, make use of what you can do in your country, right? So that's what I'm seeing for the president of Cyprus. For the future of Cyprus, they may not own the country for long. Even though they're being very successful, they don't have a strong military, if even what I'm seeing in the cards, right? This is all blind reading, by the way. It feels like they don't have a strong enough military to be able to sustain themselves and be able to prevent any sort of potential invasions in the future. It feels like it will be one of the nation's hotspots. It feels like a country is going to invade Cyprus. So Cyprus is only going to be a nation that is maybe we're lucky in our lifetime to witness or experience as well. So that is what I'm seeing for the nation of Cyprus. All right, so let's talk about Turkey. Now, this is a big one. In Turkey, they have a dictator. So this should be interesting. It kind of reminds me very close of Trump, of the former president, as I would call him. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Turkey. What's the past, present, future of Turkey as a country, as a nation? Okay. And what else? All right. How we go this way? All right, so we have here in the past, Turkey wasn't as strong as it was, and I'm being pointed to the Ottoman Empire, right? The Ottoman Empire. It used to be a very large empire that spanned across about at least 3 continents: the Middle East, Asia, and of course Europe and Africa. It expanded with a very strong country, but after 1918. The country ended up collapsing, which is where the strength is lost, right? It happened after World War One with Germany, right, in the Central Allies. And here we have in the president that they have a very strong leader, but the leader is a dictator. Whatever he says, it goes. It's almost like it reminds me of the iron grip, the hand of the iron grip. It's like somebody who is like, put their hand down or slam the table and say, no, this way or the highway, that kind of attitude. This person is very angry at his people, right? He has anger towards his country, right? He tells the people that he wants to help them, but he's not doing what's right. He's doing what's right for him, but not what's right for the country. And therefore, he's harming them. Right? And now we have here in the future of Turkey, right? As a country, as a nation. We have here democracy or election will be a thing of the past. It feels like it's a thing of the past. However, the leader that they have in power right now will be a leader that will no longer exist, at least not in this future of the country of Turkey as of right now. Now, please keep in mind, this is just for entertainment purposes only. But it feels like that this individual is not going to last very long in power. And the reason why I say that the next leader might be somebody who is pro-democracy or whatever they will preach him. But it feels like that the country will dissipate, will disintegrate, right? The government in which they have it now will disintegrate into a brand new government. But I don't see democracy. It could be like authoritarian, could be communism, could be a ton of different things. I don't know exactly what it will be. But we have here, whatever it is, it's going to be beneficial for the people in Turkey because it's going to be financially stable for the country. And therefore, it's going to be having a stable workforce. So the next big one that we're going to be looking at is Egypt. Egypt recently had moved the capital to a brand new capital. I don't know where the capital is, but it has moved. And I talked about this before, but it's very interesting because Cairo has been almost the capital of almost every former Egyptian nation, right? So let's take a look. What is the future of Egypt? Give me the past, present, future, likely outcome of the country of Egypt. What do we need to know, Spirit Angel? Tell me. Okay, thank you. I love it when they give me exactly 3. Okay. So you see here, we have the 2 of Swords in reverse. It feels like for the very longest time in Egypt, they had it very successful. They've been very successful. Because they're able to attract the tourists to the country, they're able to attract the tourists to the nation because of the rich history and everything behind it, from the Romans to the Carnage to the Pharaohs to the Islamic to the Christianity. It's a very major hotspot, and therefore they never really struggled in terms of money, in terms of tourists. But however, they did struggle with the historical significance or importance in which it played in the country, and therefore that is what's going to be moving the country forward. We have here the president. Right now, they're doing very bad when it comes to monetary funds. I feel that the economy is in haywire. It feels like the people in Egypt are not, especially in the government, are not giving people handout or stimulus to actually help the people locally. Now, this is just a generic reading. I don't know anything. I just doing this blind, okay? I know nothing about any of the countries. At least not a lot of it, right? And it feels like whatever's going on in Egypt, it feels like there's something brewing, and potentially it could be a civil war type energy, it could be a revolution, could be a massive change in government in terms of Egypt. Yeah, you can ask the question. We also have here in the future of Egypt, it feels as if because we have here the Knight of Cups in reverse. And this is very interesting and very significant because the reason why this is that it talks about the extreme importance of understanding everything that was going to happen at the time that it does, right? And you might be asked, well, because I don't understand what that means. What that basically means is that going forward, the future of Egypt does not rely within its emotion. What the future of Egypt relies in its historical importance and significance, right? Think of Egypt as a museum. If Egypt really wants to be successful as a nation, are not seen as another country or a nation that people want to avoid. At least I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody, but that is what I'm feeling here. They need to hone in and be able to make the historical significance more attractive to people, because it feels like in some way that in the area there's always been some sort of bombs or something going on, some sort of war, because they live right next door to countries who tend to do that. And therefore, it feels as if what I'm seeing here is that there's going to need to be a significant movement needed. Oh, we don't do personal readings here. Sorry, love. This is just a Middle Eastern reading. Sorry about that. If you want to book a reading with me, of course, you can check the description below. You can book a reading with me if you're interested. All right, so let's talk about Iran with Maggie's question or request. But before we do that, I'm going to quickly put you guys to a nice ad break so I can drink some water and relight the candle. So I'll be right back. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case. And you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Dasso Chris. You click on that and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So we're going to be doing this question about Iran, and I'm going to put up her comment that she commented to me about 4 weeks ago, and I found this, so finally we were able to do this. So let's take a nice look at this. Hold on, let me pull up her comment. Okay, so she said, Maggie said, for 43 years since 1979, something took the country to a deep, dark dictatorship, and thousands of our young people have been killed killed or tortured or hung for wanting freedom. When Obama was president, our people were asking for help in the Green Movement, but nothing happened. Instead, millions of dollars was handed to the brutal government. I hope Biden doesn't do any negotiation with them. People are still fighting. This religious tyranny has taken Iran, a rich country, to a very dark place. They are stuck in the life out of people, but we are still standing tall. Though they are on the last leg, other countries are standing by to take a piece of Iran. Our previous king's son, Reza Pahlavi, is only hope and loved by our people. Al-Kamil is the same as Hitler, if not worse. He is killing nearly either in prison or out in public hanging. When I left there was a patriotic king that the U.S. and other countries thought he was gaining too much power, and so I got rid of him. Listen to the video of Ragan talking about how they got rid of Ali and brought Mala to the throne. Yes, darling, it's bad. You can't even imagine. Thank you. Love you. Love you too, Maggie. So thank you for your question. It's very important and very significant because you came from Iran. You understand Iran. So it'll be a lot easier to be able to, when I'm reading, you're able to give me some pointers on what that is. So thank you. Okay, so Spirit Angel, tell me, what is the future of Iran going forward? And, a lot of you guys might not be thinking that Iran or any of the countries in the Middle East is going to affect you, but let me tell you something. If America goes into down turmoil, every country follows suit. If another country goes in down turmoil, same thing with us. So we have to support one another. Hi, Gossip Girl. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Iran. What is the future of Iran as a country, as a nation? Give me past, present, future of Iran as a nation. What do we need to know about the future of Iran as a nation? Give me past, present, future. Okay. Give me the present of Iran. And give me the future of Iran going forward. Okay. All right. Now, Maggie, I know you gave a lot of information, so I do appreciate it. So let's read. So we do have here is we have the the 6 of Pentacles, excuse me. And it's telling me that this is all about what happened when the United States invaded Iran. And a lot of you guys may not know this, but back then in the 1960s, Iran used to be a very well westernized in some way nation. It used to be very wealthy, very well known. It was like one of the top nations in the world. in terms of universities, education, to women's rights, and everything like that. Surprising, right? Well, then America happened. America invaded Iran, and it took over everything that has happened in Iran ever since. It installed a patriarchal system, the likes of which we have here in the United States. And so what it's kind of doing here is that the United States took Iran, right, the trust from Iranian government. And this, I'm going to explain what happened because this is what I'm seeing in the card. This is America, right? And this is Iran. Iranian government sought out help from the Americans during the height of the Cold War in the 1960s, the missile crisis, right? And what I'm seeing here that they were begging for America to be on their side. When instead America chose to be on their side, but started selling out the country, started selling out Iranians, so that they could profit at least short term. They're not doing the right thing. They're not doing what's right for humanity. They're doing what's right for the corporation, to the big people in positions of power, because as long as they rule, nobody has power. Nobody has rights. Hi, Billy. Right? We have here as well as we have the Queen of Cups, and this is the center of Iran, right? The center. And Iran is a nation that is being looked upon, right? And you can see this very closely, and I've never seen this before. But this is Statue of Liberty seated on a throne, looking very closely at Iran, right? This is Iran right here. It's a very symbolic, a very historical country because it had Persia in it. It was part of the Roman Empire as well at one point. And it's very important and very significant because you look here, right? The cap is closed, and she's looking very closely at, like, Washington, at the hawk. And America has been doing that because they've been sticking out the darkness and the oil I wish it is in there. I don't know what that nation is. Somebody just ordered something on the printer, so I do apologize. I didn't know where that noise is coming from. But anyway, that is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that the fact is here is that America is washing Iran. And the fact that America is washing Iran is loaded with oil, right? The water is oil. It's a substance, it's a liquid, right? That is what America cares about. That's all they care about. Because oil destroys so many people's lives. It's even destroyed our planet, right? And the future of Iran as a nation, as we have here, sovereignty, conservative, a king, right? The future of Iran lies within the government of the king, the royals, right? I took what Maggie said, but I didn't apply it to the reading. I allowed the card to speak to me, and just happened to be that Maggie was right, right? So it feels as if the king, the royalness, the royal highness of Iran needs to come back in order for the countries to move forward. It needs to survive going forward, right? It needs to get rid of the lions and the lizards, right? Liars, as in lizard. Lions, as in liars, right? They need to remove them in a position of power. Right now you see them, even though this is the king, the royal, but you have people in a position of power who are lying to the people in Iran, right? People see that, but they can't do anything about it because they're scared. There's still one more outcome of the card. Look, we have here the Three of Swords. It's not going to be like this forever for Iran. We have here, after the world changes into the Green Revolution, Iran will have a chance to recover. It needs to seize the opportunity when the time arises. Right? We have the Judgment card in reverse. The people may not stand up for what's right for the country. They may be giving up on their country. And that's the question going forward with Iran, is that will they fight for their country? Will they make their country better? Will they drive and thrive to be able to do better by their country? Will they make sure that somebody like them never get back in the position of power? That is up to the Iranians, right? And of course, here we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. And what they're telling me is they have no choice. They have to do it. And if they don't do it, well, then I guess the country as you know it in Iran is not going to be the same country. And there will be stalling. So that is what I'm seeing for Iran. Thank God we have chosen the king to replace the mullah, the previous king's son. Yeah, I don't know exactly if that's him, but I do see a king. So yes. All right, so let's take a quick look at Iraq. I think it'll be really interesting to kind of see what is going in Iraq right now. I honestly thought this was going to be a long video, but I'm really happy It's not gonna keep you guys like dragging. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. So, Spirit Angels, tell me about Iraq. What do we need to know about Iraq? Okay, I need to actually ask the question now. Thank you. What do we need to know about Iraq's future as a nation or a country or a sovereign state in the past, future, present, and future? Thank you. Pass. Okay, give me the present. Thank you. And give me the future of Iraq. Okay, that was too many. So we're going to put them back in. When we keep the up one, then we'll just give like a clarifier for the card. Thank you. All right, let's see. Love you too, Clan. Thank you for watching. So we have here is in the past of Iraq, right? And this is reversed. And what this is telling me is they struggled in many ways. And that comes with invasion. I'm seeing invasions here for Iraq. And the reason why this is, it feels as if people were marching into Iraq, taking over their country, but it feels like it's been too late, too long. They ignored the warning signs when it was happening. Because they ignored the warning signs, it had dissolved the government, had took over the state of the country, the government, right? It feels like what happened on January 6th in the U.S. happened in Iraq, except this time they didn't see it coming. There wasn't like a Trump figure who was telling you. It was growing in the nation. These people ran, took over, and then changed the government from within, right? However, in the future of Iraq, we have two different ideologies, two different groups of people coming together, co-joining. And this is due to the pandemic. I do feel like because of the pandemic, it has forced people to become more reliant on one another and not so divisive, right? And that is what I'm seeing in Iraq, is that although they have very strong differences, they feel like they will be better together than divided. The divided you fall, united you stand. That's what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing that, right? I have the knowledge, I have the gift, the wisdom of diplomacy. But here I have the knowledge of warrior type energy. I feel like one is more headed in terms of like war and military, and the other one's more educated, more socialist, or not socialist, but more logistic, more analytical, right? Coming together, co-joining to help the country to make sure it survives going into the 22nd century, right? We have here in the future, right, as we have monetary issues going forward. It feels like the country is going to be struggling financially going in the future, going into the country as a nation. It might even declare bankruptcy. So much so that it's going to be in trouble. There's no way out. There's no way out for Iraq. And so let me just get one more clarifier. We have to challenge. The future depends on the people and the economy, whether or not Iraq as a nation will survive to see the next century. That is the future of Iraq. Sorry, I'm having a really bad after reflux. So I apologize. Okay, so let's talk about the very next nation. Now, it's not a very long video, I promise you, but we'll be doing all around the world, so expect about a lot of the type of videos as well. So let's see. So let's do Israel. I think that would be interesting. I wanted to put Israel and Palestine in two type of videos, so it doesn't make it controversial. Let's see the future of Israel, of the nation. Okay, Spirit Angel, tell me what do we need to know about Israel as a nation? Okay, we have the past, we need the present and the future. Okay, and give me the future of Israel. Thank you. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. That's a bright future. All right, so we have the reverse father cup, right? And what I'm sensing here is that they had a lot of hardship. We understand what Israel went through in terms of the Jewish people, right? And I feel as if what I am sensing here is that although they left their home, their legacy within their nation had not left them. It has welcomed them back. But they have been pushing others out, instead of welcoming them to be a community within both parties, being a community within both groups of people, right? That's in the past, right? There's a lot of bloodshed. You can see that, right? There's a lot of death, right? But in the center here is we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 a cup reversed. And this is a card that normally represents the future. But the fact that the future card it represented here, and that's the card that represents what I'm seeing, right? And that is here. The future of Israel is now. Israel needs to be able to move forward and be able to compromise with the people within its own nation, within its own borders. Because if it does not do that, Israel may have many problems persisting very well on into the next century. And that is because they lack the ability to negotiate. They lack the ability of diplomacy, right? Yeah, these things are happening. Yes. But most of those things are propaganda is what I'm seeing, right? We have here, they have Ace of Swords. Their leader is too head-witted and not enough diplomacy. And because of that, that is going to cause a lot of friction, a lot of conflict, right? Two people coming at each other in Israel. Two people from two different divergent sides, instead of coming together and becoming one, they're dividing. And because of that, there's the civil war, right? And in the future of Israel, we have two different outcomes, right? We have the Hanged Man reversed. Now, this is enlightenment, right? Or to rise above your religious sector and to allow to live among your peers, right? Or to live among it, rise among it. Be better than your neighbor. Be better, but don't ever put your neighbor down. Make sure that they have the ability, the opportunities to improve in any areas of life that they need, as long as you're not forcing it upon them. That's what I'm seeing here, right? The Hanged Man reverse. And the two cards that came up at clarify, two wonderful cards. Like that, if they do this now, the future now in Israel, they will be able to live among each other as a community, as a collective. Because you see here, we have this Archangel Raphael coming in, right? Although there is some sort of barrier in terms of the mountains in the background, right? However, their physical boundaries are not going to be separated. But I am seeing here a compromise, a deal being made. The allowance of both countries to simultaneously control different parts. It could be like the way that, in the United States does the Indian reserves or the Indian nation within the United States. Now, I'm not saying that, mistreat them the way the United States did, but you can do it in a way that comes like simultaneously both government rules, but no one owns the land. It's just shared among both of them, like a community, right? That's what I'm seeing, like a rental or a lease. We have here as well as we have the Four of Wands, right? They're going to be able, again, they're going to have to no choice. They're going to have to live among each other. They're meant to do that. That's the challenge of Israel. The challenge of Israel is to live and learn to accept one another, to live among each other, and not allow your religious factor to separate you. Because it's just an invisible barrier. It's not necessary. That's what I'm seeing for Israel. So we're going to talk about Jordan right back after the ad break. Have you ever wondered how you can submit a question or a video request? Well, I will show you in this commercial how you can do that. So you go to my channel, you click on any of my uploads or any recent videos that you may see, and you go to the description. As you can clearly see, I already clicked on a previous video. You scroll down and you click right here where it says submit your question, topic, or video request here. You can also add in link and information that you would like to add in. You can ask at least 10 and you can keep resubmitting as many as you would like. You'll click that link and it will take you to my website. And this is what my website looks like. You can book a reading with me. You can find me email, other information along with my YouTube channel. You will click submit your video request here and you will click on that. And it will take you to a Google form where you guys can fill out and be able to put all your questions here. So thank you all for coming, and I'll just turn you right back to your content right now. Okay, perfect. Let's talk about Jordan. It's right next on the border of Israel, so we should be able to have a nice look at that as well. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me about the future of Jordan as a nation. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the card that represents Jordan. Okay, pass. Give me the pass of Jordan. Okay, we have the Hierophant. Okay, give me the present of Jordan. Okay, so they're telling me to use the Tower card and this simultaneously together for the present, and then for the future of Jordan as a nation, what do we need to know? Or a country. Okay. All right, so perfect. Yeah, it has a perfect ending. So in the past, Jordan had a lot of control, a lot of religious control, right? They've been dominated by a specific religion, right? And therefore, they ruled and other people followed and they listened because they all believed in the same ideology, right? However, there is trouble brewing underway, right? This is what we're talking about in the past of Jordan, right? Oh, okay, perfect, Doris. I'll definitely try that. I know I'm gonna throw up though with the baking powder, but I mean it does not hurt to try at least. Um, Not baking powder, baking soda. We have here a challenge with the Knight of Pentacles across the tower, right? The tower card is upright. And what that card is telling me here is that there is trouble right now in Jordan. I don't know what the trouble is, but there is a big major shift coming, a revolution. It could be the person in position of power in Jordan being removed, or a coup d'etat, or something being uplifted, something uprooted. The dust is coming, right? I don't know what that means, but the dust is coming. And we have here the Sagnet, the what they have ignored is coming, because you see here, this means that they're stopping. They have the plan, they have the idea, but it's not going forward. But it's sideways. That's the challenge to the tower. It's the fact that the country come to a halt. Something stopped. Maybe the government stopped working for the people. Maybe the economy stopped working. Maybe the healthcare system failed. Whatever this is, there is something going on in Jordan. Something failed. However, in the future of Jordan, they will have a successful outcome. I do see them riding to victorious. They will ride to victory. They will be successful. The leader will look upon the position that, oh, we're okay. We can breathe now. That's the kind of energy I'm sensing from Jordan. Okay, so the next nation that we have here is Kuwait. Kuwait or Kuwait? Maggie, we're not going to do a Syria today. That is actually, I believe, Syrian Arab Republic. I think that's what it's called. I have it right down. I think that's going to be in part 2. So it's written down for part 2. I just don't want to make the video too long. Otherwise, no one's going to watch it. So, for Kuwait, Spirit Angel, tell me, what is the future of Kuwait as a nation? Okay. What else do we need to know? If you guys do like these videos and you want me to do different areas and focus on them, like, Central America, South America, North America, Europe, I can certainly do that. Africa is going to be a lot of episodes because I have a lot of nations. Oh, look. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. So for Kuwait, we have here the fact that they won independence. I feel like they won independence from someone or something. Now, I don't know exactly what, because I don't even know anything about the country. So don't take my word for literal. It could mean like a figuratively speaking. Okay, for purposes only. And so it's very interesting because it starts here that they're walking away from something. They walked away from some sort of ideology or economic sanctions or whatnot. And they kind of put aside their belief system. They put aside what they wanted for the wholeness of the country. Now, this could be the people leaving out of the country, fleeing potentially, right? We have here the cycle reverse. Democracy is almost non-existent in the country. It feels like that the country is either on the verge of democracy or democracy has just ended in the country. That is what I'm seeing in Kuwait, right? It feels like that the government knows democracy doesn't work for them, and the people there agree. And so they decided on a new government. However, the people who do disagree are going to uprise. They are going to start a riot potentially. They are going to rebel against the government or the status quo because they don't like the new normal. Because they prefer the old, what they've been used to, what they've been ingrained with. Potentially, it could also mean as well that they're fighting for democracy so that it could be implemented. However, Kuwait, I don't know exactly what it expects, but what I can say is there is a civil war ahead. or might most likely a conflict. So let's take a look at Lebanon, and then we're gonna finish off with Oman, and then we're done. Or as you all say, oh man, cannot wait for the next one. And by that, I'm talking about the next video. Bye. That joke. All right, anyway. Spirit Angel, tell me about the past, present, and future of Lebanon. Okay, give me the president of Lebanon, of the country. Okay, and give me the future of Lebanon, of the nation. Okay. I love it when it lands right on my hand. All right, so we have three major economies here. Very interesting. So in the past, the country of Lebanon kind of had a pretty good history. I feel like they had it very easy. They were a new nation, and it feels like if they were being divided, or they were like a colony of a former nation. However, they felt like they got along very well. Like their priorities were the other person's priorities, and therefore they blended in very nicely. That was in the past, right? We have the Tower card. What that tells me is there's major change, major differences coming in the nation of Lebanon. It feels like things are about to be brewing, something stewing in the Middle East. And so far, the Tower card and bad things, revolution, stuff like that, have come in a lot of the country, which tells me there could be some sort of war, conflict among all of them as well, between each other. Maybe they're fighting the same enemy. Who knows? However, there's a conflict coming. And I heard the reunification of a former nation, a reunification of the Ottoman Empire, potentially. That there's a desire for that to happen, right? And we have here for the future of Lebanon, we have the Four of Swords reversed. However, the country won't go easily. It will not give up. And it feels like if there was something to happen, Lebanon will survive just barely, despite everything. The clarified card is the devil. Evil shall not prevail in Lebanon, is what I'm seeing. All right, so let's finish off with Oman. It's Oman. Okay. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Oman as future of the nation, as the country going forward. Please give me the past, the present, and the future. What's the likely outcome as Oman as a nation, or like a civilization or country? Okay, past, future, present, future of Oman. Okay. Yep. All right. So one thing I definitely say the British are coming in some way or some form. We have here in the past, we had the Empress card, right? They were the powerhouse, the host of the world, the empire. They had the control on the entire world at their fingertips, right? That was oil, right? They had the control. They didn't use that control to have or formulate new means, good means, right? The reversal card in the center here is the Two of Wands reversed. And it feels like that because in the past they had the ability to manufacture a lot of oil for many countries, therefore they became very wealthy. But we have here the Two of Wands reversed. And that is the lack of ability of recognition among other people around the world because they lack the cultural perspective, they lack the historical significance. They lack a lot of things in many areas. Oils don't even give them attention, otherwise they would be unheard of around the world. And that is what I'm seeing for them as well. That is very detrimental to the tourist industry in Oman. Especially they have been injured very badly when it came to the pandemic. What's even injured them even more was Italy. In some way or some form, I've seen Italy in this little thing, the little boot coming in and turbine. In some way, they did business for Italy. And for the future of the nation, we have here people stealing oil from Oman, right? They're stealing nation. They're stealing oil from what's rightfully theirs. And this is the Middle East card, by the way. And the fact that it's reversed tells me that they don't have a lot of oil left. And that is why people are starting to go to the evolutionary move of green revolution. We have here, but the future is coming. Someone is going to come and invade Oman. There's an invasion going to happen. And we have here the Hierophant. And it could potentially be the back in the British, or it could be someone like the British. For example, the Ottoman Empire, or also known as Turkey. Right? However, they will have a new leader, a new ruler that will work and operate within Oman, right? They will never see it coming because when they do, it's going to be at the border and they're going to be saying, oh man, how did we miss this? And that, my friends, is today's reading. Of course, this is only part 1 of part 3 series. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might be going live again tonight. I don't know yet. But I love you, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you would like me to do any specific areas around the world, because around the globe tarot, let me know in the comment section below what you think of today's video, and of course everything else. I love you and have a very beautiful night. I'm so happy to have you, and yeah, bye.